let's talk about what you can do as parents to help your kids out. So, big thing I love to ask in a class or when I'm tutoring students is how much sleep are you getting nightly? And general recommendations from pediatricians is that teenagers, they are growing, their brains are developing, is super fast paced and everything. Very important to get plenty of sleep. And general recommendations about 9 hours a night. That is extremely rare, at least the students I talk to. Some students tell me they're only getting 4, 5, 6 hours a night. So sometimes the homework I give them is just let's take a nap, get some sleep. That will help tremendously leading up to these tests because they're not just cram and go in. They're tests where you have to be able to think through things, figure things out. Encouraging reading for recreation. So something that happens to a lot of students is once they hit middle school, and especially once they hit high school, reading becomes something they have to do instead of something they want to do. So encouraging reading for recreation is a great way to combat that. And when students do read for fun, they tend to do very well with the reading comprehension aspects of things. So it can be as simple as let's get an e-reader on your phone. So you can have a Kindle, you can have another free e-reader. You can check out books from the library, ebooks. The Project Gutenberg has thousands of books freely available that students can do. And it could even be, hey, if you can switch from TikTok to Reddit, just like get on something where you're interacting with text more. That will help out quite a bit. Okay, so a little bit can go a long way. It also helps with grammar, having a good feel for the English language, feel for wording and punctuation, and also vocab. Just seeing the words in context, it helps. Giving students opportunities for realistic practice. So the ACT has a free test they've made on their website that students can do. The SAT has the exact applications called Blue Book, just one word, Bluebook. If you just try to go to download Blue Book, you can get that if they don't have it already. They probably have it for school because a lot of AP exams are administered through this. So they can do full-length practice tests on there. They want to not try to use them all up too quickly, but it gives students a great chance to see what the test is like. If someone has extra time, it's important to apply early for that. So sometimes parents find that in school, even if someone might have been eligible for accommodations because of ADHD, dyslexia, or any number of situations, that they say, hey, there's no real need to do that. But then when it comes to standardized tests, they say, oh, wait, it would be nice to have that for the standardized test. I feel like student might feel I'm not able to do my best in the absence of having that extra time. So look into that early if that's something you think would apply to your son or daughter. Test anxiety, very important thing to discuss because if you're in any number of professions as an adult and can talk to your child about performance anxiety, how you handle it, how it's not something to be ashamed of, that goes a long way. It is fine for students to get a little bit anxious leading up to a test if it helps them focus and get their performance at a high level. What we want to do is make sure it's not sabotaging the performance where they're rushing through the test or they're overthinking questions. So that's something to discuss with your son or daughter and helping them see we're in a situation very nicely in the United States where what's the worst that could happen? There are a lot of test optional schools. Students in Ohio could go to a branch campus of Ohio State and then transfer. So it's not like a make or break situation. It's just students should go into these tests, do the best they can, but not feel as though the weight of the world is on their shoulders in doing so. And getting outside help is helpful if needed. There are a lot of free resources out there. I've made a number that I'll share with you. Students who can self-study might find it good to go through a book. Sometimes students need that extra coaching if they are putting in work but not making any progress on their own, or if they need the structure, having someone hold them accountable and having regular practice and meeting with them, then that's where tutoring or class might be helpful for them.